about to sit down and eat. You have to make routine calls at dinner time?
Not a routine call, Mr. Everson. We'd like to see your son if he's home.
Harry? What do you have to see him about?
Do you have any idea where your boy spent his time today after school?
Well, he said he was going down to the gym to play a little basketball. Then he was going to the library. It's school night. He had studying to do.
I think maybe you ought to keep a closer check on your son, sir. That's not the way we get it.
Well, what are you getting at? I trust my boy. He said he was going to the gym and then to the library. Got no reason to lie about it.
Well, I had a minor riot at a neighborhood movie down in West Fremont today, sir. A gang of high school kids ran wild and wrecked the place.
What's that got to do with Harry?
Well, a couple of people recognized him among the gang of kids. They say he did his share of wrecking along with the rest of them.
Well, it couldn't be. It's a lie. Harry didn't go to the show today. Told me when he got home he even had his books with him. He spent the afternoon at the library.
I'd like to have you take a look at this, Mr. Everson. This box here, would you recognize that at all?
Well, yeah. Same kind of box my stomach pills come in. Got a little acid condition in my stomach. I take these pills for it. What's all this have to do with Harry?
Open the box, Mr. Everson.
I don't get it. What is this stuff?
Someone saw your son drop the box in the lobby of that theater today. The box contains what appears to be marijuana.
Well, that's stupid. It couldn't be right. I haven't got that kind of boy. I know it isn't right.
Do you mind if we talk to your son? Maybe he can explain it for us.
Just a minute. I'll get him down here. Have a chair if you like.
Thank you. Sure a nice place, huh, Joe? Yeah. Beautiful furniture, isn't it? Nothing like period furniture. Never goes out of date. Be in style 10 years from today. Mm-hmm. We better be sure and tag by Georgia Street Hospital on the way back, see how that kid's doing, the one who was hurt at the show. Oh, yeah.
Officers, this is my son, Harry.
Hello, Harry. Hello. Hi, Harry.
Harry just told me, officers, he doesn't know what this is all about. He was at the library, like I said.
Well, sure. I was there till they closed. Somebody made a mistake. I wasn't at the show today.
You know Mr. Barton, Harry, the man who runs the theater?
Yeah, I know him. Why?
He swears you were there today. So does one of the ushers.
Who?
By the name of Donald Masters. He says he knows you pretty well.
I don't know any Donald Masters.
We go to the same high school together, son. You're in the same class.
I told you I don't know any Donald Masters.
What about this, Harry?
Huh?
Would you recognize this?
No.
What is it, Harry? What's wrong with you?
Nothing. I don't know whose it is. It's not mine.
Well, it was lost in the lobby of the theater today. Master says he saw you drop it.
He's lying. I hate the kid's guts anyway. He's lying.
Thought you said you didn't know him, son.
What are you shaking for? What kind of story are you trying to tell?
I didn't mean it, Dad. The kid got this stuff for me. I didn't mean to get it. I didn't mean to, Dad.
It's beginning to look like I'm the dunce of the family, huh?
Take it easy, Mr. Everson.
You liar, Harry.
The kid got this stuff for me, Dad. It's the truth. I didn't buy it.
You want him downtown, officers?
Afraid so, Mr. Everson. I'd like to have you come with him.
Go get dressed. Go back to your room and get your clothes on.
Okay, Dad.
I can't believe it. My own boy using marijuana. Can't tell you how I feel.
Afraid there's going to be more folks feeling the same way before this is all cleaned up.
But it'd be different if Harry didn't have a chance. A good home, good training. Boys had the best I could give him.
Yes, sir.
It's the last thing in the world I thought could happen. I never even thought about it. I never entered my mind.
Yes, sir.
Same for my wife. We never even worried about it. Neither one of us.
Maybe that's why it happened. Before we left the Everson house, we checked the boys' room and came up with another small box full of marijuana, which he'd hidden back in his closet. Besides Everson and his son, Harry, 4 other teenagers who'd had a part in the theater brawl were rounded up and taken downtown along with their fathers for interrogation. By the time we finished our questioning and the teenagers had finished talking, we had most of the story pieced together. A story that had the parents so amazed that half of them thought the youngsters were making it up. The pattern was familiar enough for us to know that they were telling the truth. Almost 2 months before, word had gone around among the teenagers in the neighborhood that marijuana, along with various stimulating drugs, was to be had easily and in quantity for anybody who wanted them. Word was passed around that it was the new thing to do, the smart thing to do if you wanted to keep up with the crowd. In questioning the Everson boy, we found that he seemed to know more about the history and operations of the narcotics campaign in the neighborhood than the other boys did.
I know one of the guys who first showed up with this stuff. Name's Johnny Demering. He's about my age, 17. I used to know him pretty well.
How do you mean he was the first to show up with this stuff, Harry? What kind of stuff?
Marijuana and some of the other things. You know, yellow jackets, goofballs. More of the kids go for them than they do for marijuana.
And do the youngsters know what these goofballs are made of, son? They know what they are?
It's dope, I guess. Narcotics. Kids get a big kick out of them. I guess that's all they care.
Now, this Johnny Demering, does he sell the stuff around the neighborhood, Harry?
Well, yeah, he was the first one. He's got a couple other kids selling for him now. A couple of them are girls. They sell a lot for him. Johnny makes pretty good money.
Yeah, I guess he does. Where's he get the stuff from, do you know?
No, I wouldn't know that. Someplace downtown, Johnny knows a guy. Never told anybody where he goes to meet the guy. Nobody ever goes with him.
Was Johnny at the show with you today?
No, he doesn't hang around with the kids much anymore. He's getting a little big time, I think. Got his own car, good-looking girlfriend downtown. Says he's going to quit school next month.
Where does Johnny live, son? Can you tell us that?
I don't know the address right off. I can check it for you in the phone book.
How about the kids that Johnny hires to sell the stuff? Can you give us their names?
Yeah, okay. I think I can remember who they are. You going to bring Johnny in and talk to him?
That's the idea, yeah, son.
I don't know if you'll find him right away. He probably heard about the trouble today. Johnny's a pretty smart guy.
We'll find him.
Nobody knows much about him. He never talks about what he's doing, never tells anybody anything.
Well, he told you. How smart was that? Complete statements were taken from each of the youngsters we'd brought in for questioning, and then in practically all cases, they were detained pending the completion of the investigation. With the information we had at hand, it took us the better part of 4 days to round up everybody involved in the narcotics distribution system, which had been set up among the teenagers in the neighborhood by 17-year-old Johnny Demring. As for the Demring boy himself, he couldn't be found. We checked with his family, his relatives, his friends, all his known associates. We got out a warrant on him. And then we checked the car he owned through DMV, and we got out a warrant for that. No sign of the boy. Narcotics Division gave us a hand and got their informants busy trying to track down the source of the dope for which the Demring boy had been the only distributor. We knew it went far beyond him. The whole campaign to introduce narcotics in a seemingly harmless form among neighborhood teenagers and then gradually build a solid demand for more expensive stuff as the habit grew and took roots with each and every youngster. It reached to the same vicious men who make their money off the hopeless adult drug addict. The same vicious men who today are trying to build a new market for their wares among the young people of this country. Tuesday, April 29th, 2:30 p.m.
I'll get it.
Right.
Juvenile Division, Smith.
Yeah, Brady.
Uh-huh. That right? What's his name? All right. Right, goodbye. Joe.
Yeah.
Brady from Narcotics. They figure they got our man.
The Demring boy?
No, the guy was pushing the stuff to Demring. His name's Jocko Harris. They found him in the county hospital this morning.
Yeah.
Somebody got a hold of him 2 nights ago, gave him a good working over. If we're lucky, we'll make it.
What do you mean?
He's not supposed to last a day.
2:35 p.m. Frank and I left the office and went immediately to the county hospital where we were allowed to interview the narcotics suspect, Jocko Harris, briefly. He was in critical condition with a fracture of the skull. He gave us a statement in the form of a dying declaration. He admitted being the connection for 17-year-old Johnny Demring and admitted also that he kept the boy supplied with enough narcotics to keep the neighborhood teenage demand for the stuff fully satisfied.
Seemed like a good boy, Johnny. Nice kid. Smart. Never thought he'd turn away, that's all.
Where is he, Jocko? Do you know?
I only wish I did. Go beat his head in, get my stuff back. Took everything I had. One of the biggest hauls I ever handled. Every ounce.
What was it, heroin?
The best. Got only one word for you.
Yeah.
You better get him fast. He's got enough H to start a war.
Wednesday, April 30th, 9 a.m. The hunt for 17-year-old Johnny Demring was intensified. To our knowledge, because of the information we'd gained from narcotics peddler Jocko Harris, the teenage youngster had a large store of high-grade heroin, which we knew, because of his inexperience, he was unaccustomed to dealing with. In his hands, the narcotics immediately became a lethal weapon.